So I just saw a movie that was inspired by William Friedkin, The Exorcist. He made a movie called The French Connection back in like 1971 that inspired all of Italy to make all these police crime films that were ultra dirty and messed up. And I just got to see one of the biggest ones, and we're going to talk about it. So let's get into it. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review and an unboxing and all the features and everything of Blue Underground's new 4K movie that comes out on a 3-disc set. The movie, uncut, by the way, the soundtrack, and in 4K and Blu-ray. It's high crime, and it's high time you should see this movie because it's the first time I've ever seen it, and it's kind of blown my mind. It's actually pretty awesome. And you can actually pick up a copy if you like. I'll have plenty of links down below for you to check it out. If you are into gritty crime movies, kind of like Death Wish or anything like that, or even Italian horror films, this will remind you a lot of that, only it's a crime and action, like really gritty crime movie. I'm going to tell you what I think about it first, and then we'll get into all the extras and the features and what I thought of the transfer and everything. So yeah, this is the first time that I've actually seen the movie, and I am really kind of impressed with what they have here. I've seen a lot of different Italian films, and I absolutely love my Italian horror. It doesn't even matter how bad it is. I will freaking watch it because I just love Italian horror. And I'll tell you what, they got some pretty great movies outside of the genre too, and ones that I think horror fans would actually really like. And I think this is one of them. High Crime is a movie that is with star Franco Nero. It was directed by Enzo G. Castellari, who has done other films like The New Barbarians or Inglourious Bastards, the original one, Escape from the Bronx, which is kind of like an Escape New York kind of homage. So what is High Crime all about anyway? Well, High Crime is about a police officer who is so obsessed with his work, so hot-headed about everything, he just wants to stop crime today. But he's got all these rules and regulations that he's got to work around, and he really doesn't like it. Thanks to his commissioner, his boss, he keeps him in check to kind of bring down a mafia organization that has been killing people and selling drugs on the side. He uses the help of another sort of retired mob that got away with a lot of stuff under his watch, and he kind of goes to them for information. They're kind of at odds with each other. So are the mobs, and so are the police with everybody. So there's this like trifecta of like crazy shit going on between all three of them. People are dying everywhere. It doesn't matter who you are in this film, you're probably gonna die. You got a 90% chance to die. And that's one thing I really like about this movie is that it's just dark and gritty. In the beginning, it kind of throws you off just a little bit, making you feel like, oh, it's just one of those cop movies. He's getting down to business and breaking the law to make business happen, but it really doesn't pay. And you get to see that in this movie, and the people who are around it or surrounding the problems or know the people involved like get in trouble and hurt or die. It's crazy. Now, they use a lot of really fantastic like shots and everything in this movie. There is a lot of like really experimental like camera angles and movements and, single shots that they kind of do with the camera. Keeps the film really just buzzing and a popping. And this movie starts off with a fucking huge like car chase right off the bat. You're just in the film. It came out in 1973, but it is really interesting and not boring in the least. Now, I did have to put on the subtitles a little bit only because Franco Nero was speaking so damn fast and he has a little bit of an accent that I just kind of was getting lost in the sauce a little bit. So I put him down there just in case. But for the most part, his performance is just phenomenal. He is just a wild mofo. He gets up in their business. He does not care. He is not scared. He's just a badass. And when he teams up with his commissioner, they kind of go at it different ways. The commissioner wants to do it by the book because he's the older guy. And of course, Nero's character, Belly, who is the vice commissioner, wants to go about it the quick way, which means breaking a few eggs, breaking a few laws, and just doing everything that you shouldn't do. The typical cop movie, right? But this is gritty as hell and a lot of fun. I really enjoyed a lot of this movie. Some of the dialogue is a little on the lighter side, but it is still very edgy, raw, and there's a lot of tension between some of the characters and what they're doing because they're all playing chess with each other by saying things and trying to trigger other ones. It really makes for a very interesting story, and Nero is fantastic in the film. He even stars with Fernando Rey, who is one of the retired mob bosses. He played a character in The French Connection, actually. But yeah, The French Connection inspired the shit out of this, but there's a really funny supplemental material on this disc that really you should watch if you get this. This movie is entirely uncut, which is probably why I enjoyed some of the crazy, tragic stuff that's in it. It's fully uncut, and it just looks great. As I mentioned before, this is fully uncut. And speaking of uncut, there was another release apparently of this movie some time ago, and they apparently cut off the end. This is not that version, so don't worry about this. This is fully uncut when I say that. People blow up. There is just people getting run over by cars and motorcycles. People getting shot everywhere. The shots that they make when they do all this stuff is just really fantastic. It's a really great movie. I would give this movie 8.5 easy. It was a fun watch. I really enjoy it. I'm glad to add this thing to my collection. And the music in it, by the way, holy mwah. And this set includes the entire soundtrack. And if you don't want the 4K, they also have the Blu-ray available and the DVD, so you're set. I'm gonna go over all the extras in this one and everything that was included, what I thought of the disc and everything now, so buckle up and let's get into it. So yes, we got the cover here, which I think was artwork that they actually paid somebody to do. It's really good. I think they did a fantastic job on the artwork here. You do have the original artwork underneath, which I'll show you that in a little bit. We got the side here, obviously, so I'll show you that. Got some B-roll here of the back as well. It's a brand new 4K transfer from 2024. It's HDR Dolby Vision, so it's beautiful. It looks fantastic. Like, it looks so much better than the Blu-ray. Like, I put the Blu-ray in to compare the two. There's grain on both of them, but this one is just so much better. The colors are probably about the same. They probably just downgraded the Blu-ray for this one, because this is a brand new 4K transfer and it looks great. It is 185:1 as the aspect ratio as well. All region disc, obviously, because you can play this anywhere. You get the Italian language version, English language version. I watched the English language just because it's pretty good, but I did put the subtitles on because Nero's character does speak pretty fast sometimes, and I was like missing a couple of words here and there. I just put them on for the sake of it. We do get another cover here, the original, I'm assuming, of High Crime here. The side and the back are pretty much the same as you saw in the video before. On the inside, we get the motion picture soundtrack by Guido and Maurizio Del Angelis. It's composed, orchestrated, and performed by 20 tracks on here in this listing, so it's pretty awesome. Now we're going to go over the extras and everything that are on both the discs first, and then the rest will just be what's on the Blu-ray. So there's only a few things that are on both. You know, they can't fit all of them on the 4K because the picture quality and audio is so good. But you do get audio commentary with co-writer and director Enzo G. Castellari. We also get audio commentary number 2 with star Franco Nero and filmmaker Mike Malloy, who is really fun. And we also get audio commentary with film historians Troy Hayworth. We also get Nathaniel Thompson and Eugenio Ercolani on that one. We have the alternate ending and a theatrical trailer. So there's the regular ending and the alternate ending on that. On the Blu-ray, we get all of that. Plus, you get the Genoa Connection, which interviews the director Enzo G. Castellari and Franco Nero, who kind of talk about everything that led up to that movie, how he actually got to meet Franco Nero because he wanted him to act in it, and apparently there is some problems with the agent. He didn't want him to work with Enzo, I guess. So Enzo had to do some really fun stuff outside of that to try to reach Franco Nero and get him the script. This was the first movie of Franco Nero that he had done of this type of movie too. We also get From Dust to Asphalt, which is kind of an interview with Enzo G. Castellari, as like some of his background on all these types of action films. We also get Hard Stunts for High Crimes, which is an interview with the actor and stuntman Massimo Vanni. We get Framing Crime, interview with camera operator Roberto Girometti. The Sound of Onions. We also get The Connection, which is one of the funnier featurettes in this thing, by Eurocrime director Mike Malloy, who does a really good job of explaining, because a lot of people like to call these movies ripoffs, and Mike puts it in a way that is really just very poignant and funny for both sides, because the inspiration is all around, and you'll see what I mean when you see the extras. One of my favorite extras in the thing here too, by the way. We got the alternate ending again, theatrical trailer, and post and still gallery, and then of course on the third disc you get High Crime, original motion picture soundtrack, and bam, 3-disc limited edition release. If you are a fan of this movie, I would highly recommend getting this. I love when they put in the motion picture soundtracks on here, or scores and stuff, and I genuinely will probably pop this on occasionally to listen to, because it really is that good. I really enjoyed the music in it. So that was a really smart move by Blue Underground to do that. You know, maybe it was connected to the film anyway and it needed to get out so you could hear it. But yeah, check this one out if you haven't. If you never heard of it, highly recommend it. All the links to everything are down below. You can pick it up today on any of those links and have it come out to you soon. But I would love to hear what you think of this. Are you a fan of these types of movies? Do you like Franco Nero? You like Enzo G. Castellari? What do you like about this stuff? And tell me what your favorite movies are in the genre, so maybe I can cover them and review them in the future. But thank you very much, Blue Underground and MVD Entertainment, for allowing me to check this out. You guys rock. Really enjoy this release, and I genuinely mean that. This is a very good film, and it's inspired me to check out so many more films now, so be on the lookout. Hopefully I'll find some other ones that we can enjoy together too. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for taking your time out to sit with me and talk about things that I like. And as always, long live the void.